One of the things that really impressed me, Jesse, with you personally was just you've got the personality, the kind of the ethics and the values that, irrespective of party, whether you're a Democrat or Republican or something else, it just always struck me that the reason you became a judge was not to throw as many people in jail for as long as possible. The reason, and conversely, it also wasn't to release everybody as soon as possible. It was to be fair, to give everybody a fair trial, and to do the right thing as you see it. So is that an important part of your judicial philosophy?
Yeah, it definitely is. And it's hard because it's hard to go from being the advocate to being the judge. It's sort of like, if you hired a retired NFL player to be an official,
Yeah,
you have to kind of put aside, some of the things you really have to put aside is, well, if I was in this position, if I was that lawyer, I'd be doing this differently. If I was this
sure.
lawyer, I'd be doing this. And I'm not supposed, I'm supposed to, it's weird. It's like you're supposed to exercise mercy and wisdom without knowing everything, because you're not going to know everything, and you're
Yeah,
not, you know what the lawyers are telling you, and that's not because they're hiding the ball or anything like that. It's just, both sides are going to put on their best case, both sides are going to showcase their best arguments, and an advocate has a lawyer has a duty to be honest with the court, but the advocate doesn't have the duty to tell all the bad,
yeah,
judge, first let me tell you all the bad things,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the state's now going to tell you all the weaknesses in this case, or the defense is now going to tell you all the weaknesses in the case, and that's not what they're supposed to do. And quite frankly, I'm supposed to use you know use the information I have. Obviously, I can clarify things, but I want to be merciful when mercy requires. And there have been times. My joke has been a couple times that, man, Jesse the prosecutor would be really disappointed in Jesse the judge today. Because it's
Yeah,
it's different when you're the one. It's one thing to argue for something, it's another thing to be the one who decides, and those are two totally different things. And I do believe in redemption, and I believe that I have, one of the things that still goes on is people still plead guilty and have me decide what their punishment should be. And
yeah.
that's a serious, that's a serious place to be for me. That's a
Oh
serious place to
gosh,
be for the defendant. And
yeah.
you know it takes some, you have to try to be humble enough to realize that I'm not better than this person. My life is not inherently worth more than this person. And people make mistakes. And I was raised in a pretty privileged, safe environment that not everyone was raised in, and that has nothing to do with I didn't choose that. I mean,
Yeah,
I would choose it if you would, if somehow you could ask 8-month-old me, is this the environment you'd like to live in? Well, yes, obviously, but
yeah.
I didn't choose that. And not everyone chooses their circumstances, and so you need to be mindful of other people's circumstances when you're evaluating what we should do with them.